So let's start. If you don't mind, I don't mind to always start again from the USD ZAR, because USD ZAR is very key. It's doing some miracles that pay, but it's not miracles that are, we are not out of depth yet. You know, it's moving to the downside, but we are not completely out of depth. I like, no, it's not this one. There's a particular analysis that I liked about the USD ZAR. This one looks like it's broken for me. I don't like this. Because this 1355 it should have held, but you know, it's now fighting for it. So that's one. USD ZAR, that fight for its life at 1355 looks like it's set to go for a lower around 12.95, 13.05. I do have got a chart. I don't know what happened to my chart. I just need to know where do I place all these. But I've got another one that I've sent that shows that it looks like it's now ready to go straight to, is that USD? No, it's ready to go straight to 1305, 1304. So if that's the case, then we might just as well just let it go. Right, so that's the USD ZAR. So that's one. And number two is that we are going to be looking at the, let's start. Let me start first with whichever will come on the platform. The first one is the, from whichever it's here, what is that? Brent Crude Oil. Now, Brent Crude Oil, it has been looking bullish even after the NFP. So the latest update from that, let me take it from daily time frame. Remember, this is how it looks like as I've posted on the material. So this is Brent Crude Oil looking bullish. As we said, don't forget that we are now trading from wave number 4 to wave number 5. So we tried to go short first on 4, thinking that it's going to be going down. Perhaps do like this on 4. You know, that's what we're hoping to get, then go up. But there it is, 4 changed the direction or the patterning, and then it gave an ascending. There it is. It's looking to be breaking right there. It's looking for that breakout. It could be finding a W. It could be a 5 there. So I'm looking for a higher point than this one, because I've been selling this one, or we have been selling this one for the period of May. Remember that part, hoping to get a take profit here. It never happened. So there we are now. We are now right there. As I said, or as I posted, this is still not activated. We're waiting for the price to go to 75, you know. So it's right now at 70, 71. So there could be some more 400 more pips to the upside. You know, if it can break this rising, I can see it wants to make a rising wedge. If it can break the rising wedge, definitely it's going to be set for the 75, or it can break it to the downside, then we can sell. So let me break it down again. Lastly, let me break it down for you. So what we are looking for, this is a daily time frame. So I'm going to be taking it to a lower time frame, right? Well, that's where we're going to be finding some signals from. There it is. That's the lower time frame. So on the lower time frame on H1, we can see that there is what is happening. This still looks bullish. You know, there is another ascending. There is another ascending. So the oil still looks bullish for me. So in this case, it's up to you. Some people, when they looked at this, they still want to buy. I wouldn't have a problem, you know, but remember, it's a market preview. We're not looking at it's 400 pips to the upside. You know, for me, if it can break this, for some of you guys, if it can break this top, I think the 72, then they'll be riding the 72 to 75. That's 300 pips. So that's how it goes. So, but I would like us, I am for a longer term, because that's going to be a 5, you know, wave number 5, and then start making the ABC of correction to $60. And we're going to be coming from $75. So that's where we are now. So it's still looking bullish, let me tell you. This is still looking very bullish, unless if this price breaks to the downside, then I will sell. We could still revise the sell, depending on what will happen. So we're still waiting for the dollar to confirm what it wants to do. If the USD CAD breaks nicely, then we can. So basically, this guy can go up. We are not in it. We are waiting for the breakout now of the 72. If the 72 does not break and this channel or this triangle breaks to the downside, then definitely this is going to be your wave number 5, because number 4 is at the back. That's what you're talking about. Okay. So that's the Brent Crude Oil there. So even if I can take it to the lower time frame, I'm still seeing the same thing. Like I said, I can't take it any lower. It just means the same thing. If you go to M30, it's still the same thing. So the lowest time frames, they are showing us a bullish consolidation, and unless when that changes, we're not going to change anything. So that's how it stays. That's one. Then we have left gold. So I'm not going to talk about the pairs we're not trading. So that's the Brent Crude Oil. And then from there, we are also trading the Nasdaq, right? Under advanced, we've got the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq, as I said in the introduction, the Nasdaq still looking bullish. It gave lots of some people some panic last week when I said activated. Yes, we are still at the same point. Activated, stayed there, kicked some guys out. The stop loss, never close to the stop loss. I went out on Friday before the close of the market because this was resistance. So I'm waiting for this top. But if you're still in the market, still stay, still stay in the market. Now we're waiting for this top, this final resistance of the zone to break. As soon as this breaks, then we are hoping and we believe that the target, the profit taking is coming. So it's very clear. So we are waiting for the final signal of this one, of the Brent crude oil to break this current resistance. The current resistance, if it breaks, the current resistance on breakout is going to be taking us to the upside. There it is. So you can see that on a smaller time frame, there was the bullish kind of a pattern there, flag. It flagged up and it broke the flag today. There is the flag which it broke today. So kind of retesting to the upside. We'll be monitoring, but basically we're expecting this guy. You can see that beginning to put a structure that can go up. Like I said, if you're still on the trade, I can stay there. They've broke out. There they've come into retest. That's your C. So in this case, they could be trading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the upside. So that could be the D. If they can get the D on the other side, then that's how we go. EF, we continue up. Or they continue to the upside. So we are waiting to see that. The New York session today, if it can have a very good signal, it could still break to the upside. There we're waiting to see this formation of the M15. Let me just break it. There it is. Now it's looking very nice and positive. We monitor this. So that's exactly, I think that's what you guys are waiting for me to be giving you every single Monday. We'll do that, not a problem. So still looking bullish after the breakout. So it's giving bullish patterns, and that's what you want to see. There are the bullish patterns. There's the flag. Right, and it just keep breaking them. There is the flag, just broke now. Pa, 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 pa. There it is. So meaning therefore that the little that it can do now is to just retest there. Let's hope before the end of this it's going to break out. Like I said, I'm interested now to rejoin. I left it at the top. So I'm waiting to rejoin around 1317 for it to go up. That's how we reach the level. So in this case, that's where the Nasdaq is. I couldn't have explained it any better than this. So the Nasdaq, it's looking nicely. It's patterning itself bullish. It's giving all the bullish signals that one can need right now. That could break the 13788 level. Remember, that's what we're talking about. So this is the big resistance that we're hoping to break. This one. We're just waiting to break out from this resistance after the NFP. So today it pulled back. There it wants to continue. I'm liking to see candles that looks big for the buyers. There are some nice candles looking bullish. We should be able to join them. Right. So if you have not joined it, basically I'm giving a second entry point. If you did not join it at the beginning because you did not understand, perhaps there is the new entry levels is above the 7S, the 13788, the break of the current resistance. Okay. Finally, let's go back to see how it looks like. It looks like this. We're waiting for this guy for the price to break the 13788. We're waiting for the price to break 13788. What is the price now? 13746. And there is a nice bullish candle. Already there's a demand on H4 made, 4-hourly demand made there. So Nasdaq looking very good there for me. This demand has already been fulfilled. So that's what we're looking at. Right. That's one. So that's the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq also is getting buried. So that's what we're looking for. I have got no any other better picture. Remember, you have got all these pictures with you. We are trading this big support. The price bounced from this. We started this last month in May. So we already pushed, you know, ultimately the price should break out to go to the 14,500 or 14.5, psychologically 15,000 points. And that's the Nasdaq. So, but for now, we're going to be just targeting 500 points, and we are just about 200 points in. If you take it from there, we've backed 200 points. That is just about it, 250 points, halfway through. So now we are halfway through. I've backed 250 points, and there's another 250 points left. Then it's going to have a big pullback, may have a big pullback. I want to emphasize that it is not going to have a big pullback. It may pull back from the top of this resistance. I don't trust it because it has worked before. So this price may just either bounce there or break out. If it breaks out, then as we said, we are going straight to the 14.6. That is where we're going to. This is the top that we're going to. There we should be happy for the final wave of this rally. So that's going to be our one. In this case, we're trading. We'll see what it will give us. I'm just kind of trying to check where will it come from. There's our one, there's our two, this could be our three. There we found our four. Perhaps this guy might just give us an impulse, you know. I'm hoping it gives us an impulse depending on how it impulses. But the impulse has started. The impulse started right there. You know, if it can go there, perhaps, you see. So anything is possible. Will the impulse end here? If the impulse end there, then that's going to be our 5. Then it may give us a big pullback up to there, and then to continue again to the upside. We'll see. We'll talk about that. But that's the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq still looking bullish, but those who wants to sell at the top, that's going to be at their own risk. I'm not going to be interested. So that's the Nasdaq. Now let's go to the Canadian dollar Swiss franc in the next 15 minutes. Next 15 minutes, we're going to be doing the CAD Swiss franc, rather odd Swiss franc, and then we're also going to be doing the CAD Japanese yen. Right. Odd Swiss franc is not very far from me. Right. Odd Swiss franc is looking, I knew that it would bounce there. Oh, it kicked me out already. I'm out. That's fine. Don't worry. Let me start from the beginning. We are trading the retest of this point. We are trading wave number 4. We're going to wave number 5. Simple. Right. That's the structure. The beautiful structure, by the way. I can't repeat this. It's there on the video. Then I'm zooming it in. How did it do this week? Done very well. This is the entry point. So this resistance on short-term basis should be in and out. The key level will be that if this now price, because this price seems like it's struggling to break, it looks like it's struggling to break this top. You can see it has given a bearish engulf again there on H4. So the intradays are really struggling to go and break where it is right now. Let me beam it on, let me beam it on the H4 or H1. There it is. That seems to be a struggle, you know. This level seems to be a struggle. So those who have not yet in, we buy the low, all right? We buy the low, I can go there. We buy the low around the 0.70, 0.69 rather, around the 0.69. And if you are late, this is going to be late for me to be buying because again, the price has already done another 5 waves, you know, that's done. So what you do is that, you know, we just need to remove that, you know, and just take the whole wave, give it the whole fibs, and hoping that the price will come back and retest because it must give us that's an impulse wave. So what we are looking for is just a very nice pullback. So this is the new buy level again. This level is the one that can push the price to the upside. Or if it does not pull back to that level and keep on breaking this point, that's the level that we are buying. So what am I saying? We are now the new, if you are not yet in the entry, then we're waiting for the price to break this resistance to give you the resistance of the 0.69868 to go up, or we buy the low. I think that's what I would be preferring. Let me buy the low. I bought the absolute low, and this resistance I noticed because of the 5 impulse wave that I've just drawn that it may stop there, and indeed it stopped. So in this case, I prefer a new order that could be at the new order at the fib zone. Should it come to the fib zone, I will take the fib zone, then it's much better because that's the 5 impulse wave. The next entry as you do, I don't like doing buy stops, sorry. So I will wait for the price to break on itself because of these traps. So I would not want to do buy stops, because then there's too many traps there. I don't want that. So I would rather be buying low, on that fib level, fib zone, and then from there go up with it. Break. I hope this time it can give us a breakout. There's been a serious consolidation there at the bottom of this wave number 5. So there is the levels. We're going further up, by the way. This is sort of wave number 4. So we're waiting to still rally with that to the upside. Just on an intraday basis, it has reached some form of saturation of the week 1. So we're waiting for the pullback for it to go continue. Perhaps this week could be a pullback week, or today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and perhaps new entries can start coming in from late Wednesday, Thursday, and continue for the rest of next week and many more weeks to go. I hope so. Okay, but it's a pull. I think tomorrow, either today from tomorrow, it's going to be a pullback, basically. All right. So we're looking for a pullback. That's odd Swiss franc. That I did not want to go deep into the correlation because you need to just check what Swiss franc will tell you there. So I am still for that point. Whatever that you trade, please, guys, if you don't have 200 pips or 160 pips as a risk, don't try this trade. We still are keeping 160 pips on this trade. Right. Now we are going to the CAD and Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. There could be a lot of money there because we are waiting for the kick and for the renewed strength of the Australian dollar. If you are selling the Australian dollar, good luck, because the Australian dollar was looking to just the weakness of the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc weakens, the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar will be ready to launch again. All right, so let's go to the Canadian dollar. We take it against the Japanese yen this time. We're going to be going short. Then from there, we take it from there. That's the short. This is the USD CAD, and we are trading the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. I did play with it some this week just to get an update of the intraday view, because what we're trading, we're pretty much trading the weekly and the daily view. This is what we're trading. We're trading the bottom.
What are we doing to the network there, man?
That started from 2019. There's the swings. So the swings have been going up nicely. There's the market swung from that point. There's giving us number 2. There, number 3. There's the 4. Or it could just be going there, and that's the 5. So we're selling there at the fib zones there, rather at the fading levels. Right. So that's what we're doing. That's the bigger view. Right. Cancel the bigger view. We are monitoring that. It's trying to trap. I think I'm monitoring these bearish candles that are forming on weeklies, or whether they will stay. But that's what we're hoping to get there, that the price should continue together with oil. So if oil does move that 300, 400 pips to the upside, we also expect the Canadian dollar to be doing the same thing, whichever will bounce up first. So if the oil breaks that support first, then I could be changing the signal for the Canadian dollar and take it now to say now how we trade it. It's much more less riskier to be trading the Canadian dollar
all of them.
For those who don't have the capital to trade crude oil. There it broke out from the expanding triangle on an H4 basis. It could still want to break out again on another resistance. All right, it can still want to break out on another resistance, finding the head there at the fading levels, come back inside this, finding a shoulder, and that's how we got back into that ascending, expanding triangle. So it's a very tricky pair for the intraday traders, so be careful. Can you see? So because it jumps, it's very, very volatile. It can jump. It's either it can make this to be a crown. That's what I'm going to be monitoring. That's for me to monitor. It's for you to enjoy. So mine is to monitor it for you. If it does break below this point, then I know that definitely is going to be dropping heavily to the downside. But it does not look like it wants to do that now. So if it does break out, it means therefore that's our fading levels. We've got our fading levels. But if it doesn't, it keeps on going to the downside, which is what I'm suspecting that it may do. Like I said, in correlation with oil. So I think the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen might just break this for the last time. Find the fading levels. I've got a sell limit already there. That's where our fading levels are. And it's also a fading level of this movement. Remember, I'm also looking at this pattern that I've monitored by using this pullback, not the second one. I did not use this one. By using this one, I noticed that the price positioned itself there for the 261.8. In this case, it's targeting the 461.8. So I've got a sell limit at 461.8. So basically, I'm suggesting to you that the sell limit should be around 92.57. What is the current price? 90.58. So the price could still go up 200 points. All right. And while the price of oil can still go up about 300 points. That would make sense. But if they both don't go up 200 points, they will break out from their support, then they will flock, both of them, they will flock. That's going to be a flock. That's going to be a serious plummeting there. We're not going to leave that back to 82. That's about, so meaning that if we sell from here, we're still coming to the same point. So it's 1,000 pips to sell from the fading level. And it's only just about 800 pips to be selling from the breakout of this rising range. Okay, so this is how they look like. This is how the Canadian dollar and Japanese yen looking like. I like that because every time when I see this kind of volatility to the upside with not too much correction, my heart always says there's going to be a big correction coming. But I like what I've discovered this morning when I was surveilling the market to say that I love these patterns. Looks like it may just go get a very nice head there. I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to be trading it as a sell. I'm going to get a sell there. I'm not going to buy there. I'm going to get a second sell at the 423. And I'm going to keep 2 sells, 2 short trades personally. I'm going to keep 2. And then I'm not going to be letting that go. I don't want to shock you. If I can take the Fibonacci of this and show you on how the fading levels are going to work, I'm going to be taking this and I say, if this then becomes my B and that's my A, watch that. Watch that. So we're going to be targeting the 81. I mean, to be honest, the target is going to be somewhere there, right there. Okay, that's where the fib could be. But perhaps it does not want, that's how we do how we force the market. Perhaps it does not want, perhaps it does not want to do that. Then I'll be checking how can this become the fading level. So there it is. If this has got to be the 461.8, so it means that the price could return there exactly at 92.570. So it's here. So if I put my sell limit there, it's when I would like this to be the B and that's to be the C, but I'm fine with this one. I'm just going to leave it like that, right? So that is the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. That is the updated, ladies and gentlemen, of how we are doing. We have already picked up some points. As I said, we've already picked up some pips on the Nasdaq and on the odd Swiss franc. And it's just the first week, and we hopefully to pick up more pips this week. So if oil and Canadian dollar, Japanese yen activates, then we're going to be having a full portfolio for the